Welcome back to Playwright from Zero to Hero. I'm your instructor, Mahesh Patil. In this lesson, we will be discussing objects and arrays in JavaScript. What is an object? An object is a special data type that allows you to store multiple value at once. In our first lesson, we talked about variables, and I have mentioned that variable doesn't necessarily need to hold just one value. It can hold multiple values, and we can achieve this by using object. So how do we define an object? Let me show you now. Let me create new file here. I'll just say object and array.js. Let's create a variable called customer. So as I said, we can use either where or let. So this time I'm using let. So an objects are defined using curly braces, and inside the objects, the data are stored in the form of key value pairs. So I have just created the variable name as customer. So key value pairs, let's say first name as I'll just give as Mahesh. So separated key. So the first name is the key and the value I given is Mahesh. So you can just separate you can insert as many as key value pairs inside the object. So let me just say another as last name colon Patil. So now our customer object holds both first and last name. To access this value, we use dot notation. For example, to print the customer's first name, we can simply say console.log customer dot first name. So this is called dot notation in order to access. So let me print it. So I given the object name as file name as object array.js. You can see the output is mesh because I wanted to access only the first name of our customer. Alternatively, we can also access the value using bracket notations. Let me show you how we can do. So it same. Let me just copy paste, and the bracket notation is so customer. We'll just say instead of dot, you just remove this bracket, opening and closing square brackets. In the quotes, just say last name. So this is called as bracket notation. So let me just try to run this thing again. So you can see both Mahesh Patel got displayed. Also, to change any value inside your object, we can simply assign a new value. For example, you want to change the first name. Let's say I want to change first name here as customer dot first name is equal to, I'll just say Rakesh. Now I'll try to print. You can see the output is Rakesh Patel. You can also change using the bracket notation customer. So what you have to do, bracket, and then this thing, last name. Sure, I'm giving this time. Let me run this thing. You can see the output Rakesh Sharma. So let's print the updated values using interpolation concept. So we can let's last class you have learned the interpolation, right? Let me just recall that concept and print this thing console.log. So you can so interpolation what you have to do? You have to use the backticks. So where it is just below the escape backticks and the string you can just say the customer name is for interpolation what we have to use? We have to use dollar and opening and closing braces. So what you want to fetch customer's first name dot first name and space again you want to fetch customer last name. Let me just print it. Let me run it so you can see the customer name is Rakesh Sharma like this. Let's now talk. So this is all about the objects. Now let's talk about arrays. Array is another type of data structure which is used to store list of values which are ordered by their position. What I mean, let me just create it. So as I said, I can use either let or var. So cars. So I'm going to create a array of cars. So what you have to do is, let's say Mahindra, Tata, Ford. So in this case of array, we don't need a key value pairs like in an object. We are simply storing the list of values. So you can see the list of values, and these list of value have an index which starts always with zero. So Mahindra is zero index, Tata is one, Ford is two. To access the values in the array, we use the index concept here. So how we can access? Let me just print it. Try to print it. Console dot log. We want to access car. So give the car which one index. As I said, index value. So I want to access zero in Mahindra. So you can just print. Let me just run this thing. You can see the last output in Mahindra. Also, to change an element in an array, simply assign the new value to an index. So let's say you want to change Mahindra. So cars, let me just give cars. So zero, I want to change it to BMW and I want to print cars now. Let me just check car is not a function. What is that? Let me try to fix this error. Okay, sorry, my bad. I have used this thing. Let me run it again. Now you can see it got replaced or Mahindra with BMW. So an interesting thing is that the object can also contains arrays. For example, let's add a list of cars into customer object. So as I said here, this is the object I have created. Now what I can do is I can add list of cars. So let me add inside this thing cars. Let me give this value to this. Now you can fetch the value. of customers like this. Let me just, I wanted to fetch the value of cars here. What I have to do? This dot key value. You can just give key cars. Let me try to run it. You can see the output. So in order to recap, let the objects are defined using curly braces and store data as key value pairs. You can see this is a key, this is a value, key 1, key 2, value 2, key 3, value 3. And each key is separated by its value using colon. So you are using colon in order to separate. And uh, and a key value pairs are separated by using comma. So this is all about the object. Arrays are defined using square brackets. You can see square brackets and store the list of values in a specific order. Each item in an array has an index starting with 0. So Mahindra starts with 0, Tata 1 and Ford 2. Arrays can even be part of, as I said, arrays can also be part of objects. You can use dot notation and bracket notation to access or modify the values, as I said. That's it for the today's lesson. See you in the next class. Thank you.